Lazy D here. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to adjust the valves on this 2020 Honda Pioneer 700. This information should apply from 2014 to 2024 and maybe even more future models. If you find this video useful or helpful, please like, comment, or subscribe. Additionally, I did kind of a full service maintenance video on this machine, but I separated the valve adjustment. So if you want to see that, it's on my channel. I'll try to put a link in here somehow. Honda's recommended service interval for checking the valve clearance is at the first 20 hours, like a break-in service, and then every 100 hours or 600 miles. In addition to that, if they become noisy, you're going to want to adjust them as well. Honda says that this should be done with the engine cold, and they say cold is under 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Here's the tools I use to do this job. I have an impact with the number 3 Phillips on it. I use this to get some of the paneling off, a clip tool to get the panel clips out, this 1/2-inch drive short ratchet with a 24 millimeter socket. You don't have to have this exact setup. I think a 15/16 would also work, but this was to get the end cap off the crankshaft cover. This 6 millimeter Allen, you could also do this with an Allen key for the timing mark cover to get it off. And then this 17 millimeter socket I used to rotate the engine once the crankshaft cap was off. An 8 millimeter socket with a ratchet to take the rocker caps off, and then this offset 10 millimeter wrench to make my or for the rocker arm jam nuts, or the adjusting screw jam nuts. These two Phillips headed screwdrivers for the rocker arm adjustment, and then a set of feeler gauges. You don't have to have this exact combination of tools. The offset wrench is really handy to have, and then just a 15/16 to get that rear cap off, or a 24 millimeter. Some of this other stuff you can kind of mix and match. In order to get access to where we're gonna need to work, I'm gonna lift up the bed. You can see I got a chunk of wood here on mine because the hood strut is broken. A little bit of water in the bed, so I'm gonna prop this up. Yours should probably hold itself up. And then I'm gonna pop this seat out and up. The next step, I'm not gonna show you exactly how I'm gonna do this here, but I'm gonna walk you through it real quick. To get access to what we need to take this panel, which is under the driver's seat in the middle, and this one behind it out. So to get these out, you're gonna look, there's a bunch of these push-in clips. Take all those push-in clips out. One that's easy to miss, right back here by the seat belt, there's one that attaches to the front panel. You're gonna need to get that. So all the way around these clips. And then there's a few of the number 3 Phillips head screws. I think there's 4. They're gonna need to take out. So I'm gonna go ahead and take those out and pop these panels out. You can see with these panels off, we have a lot more access to what we're gonna be working on. The 2 caps that we're gonna need to remove are this cap, and there's one back here on the other side. So this is the exhaust side. We can tell the exhaust pipe's right here. The intake side, all the intake stuff's over there. Before you start opening up pieces of the engine, make sure this is all clean. Pressure wash it if you need to beforehand, and then blow this out with compressed air. But you really don't want to get any dirt or junk inside your engine when you're making this adjustment. So just make sure you have a clean area and kind of a clean slate to start with, because you don't want to go backwards on your maintenance here by throwing grit and crap inside the engine. To get better access here, to kind of see where we're going to be working, I'm going to pop these 4 or 5 clips out here and fold this mud flap deal around the other side. With the flap off, we can see a little bit better access. So what we're looking at, this cap has to come off. This is a 24 millimeter head right here. We're going to take that out. And then this cap on the side, we're going to take out. This is a 6 millimeter Allen. And once we get these both out, we can spin clockwise here to rotate the engine to the position where we can adjust the valves. I've got these caps removed. Inside the rearward bigger one is where we're going to be turning the engine. I have a 17 millimeter deep socket on a ratchet, and I'm just going to stick that in there, and it's going to engage a hex drive on the back of the crankshaft. I'm going to turn the engine clockwise, so it'd be like we're tightening it. I'm going to try to get this. It might be a little bit difficult, but what we're doing in that hole, you're going to turn, and maybe you can see I'm turning now, until we see a mark with a T. It's going to be a line with a T on top. I don't think that's it. Oh, there it is. So we're going to want to go forward only. Oh, no. That's 1F. So 1F is for cylinder 1 to fire. So it's probably firing before top dead center, so we're probably really close here. There's our mark. So we got a T and a line. So now that we're at top dead center, so you want that line lined up in the middle of this hole, I'm going to go take those valve caps off and see if we're at top dead center exhaust or top dead center compression. And if we are at exhaust, we're going to rotate it one more time around. We want to be at top dead center compression to make our adjustment. So these two caps, take them off. There's some 8mm headed bolts, 2 on each one. I'm going to go ahead and pop off these two caps. There's one on the exhaust side and one on the intake side right over there. I got these rocker caps off. I'm in the top dead center position, so to verify that we're in top dead center compression, you're going to feel the rocker arms, and I'm sure you can see there's a little bit of slack in here. So that's good. We're in the adjustment position. You're going to want to check both. So that's the exhaust side. On the intake side, it's probably going to be a little bit less, but we have slack in both sides. So this tells us we're at the compression top dead center, which is where we want to make this adjustment. If you feel these and you don't have any slack, you're going to want to rotate the engine another 360 degrees, and then you'll be in the correct position. But verify that you are in the correct position when you get there. Okay, we're in the position to adjust the valves. I'm going to put the spec up here for what the intake valve adjustment is. This is the intake side. It is 6 thousandths. So you can measure ahead of time if you want. We're measuring in between the tip of the valve and the bottom of the rocker arm. And what we're going to do, you can measure. I'm going to start by just loosening these. I have an offset wrench. This is going to make this a little bit easier. So I'm just going to go ahead and loosen both sides. And I'm going to put my feeler gauge in here. And I'm going to try, around the camera here, to get my little flathead screwdriver on here. And I'm just going to adjust this until all the slack is taken out. And it's kind of a feel thing, but you'll get to a point where you can feel as you're tightening this that the slack is taken up with the feeler gauge in there, and it's a little bit more difficult to move. See, now I can move it freely. I tighten it a little bit and it grabs it pretty good. Now, you don't want to crank this down to where because you'll start compressing the valve spring. You don't want that. You just want to very lightly take the slack out of between the rocker arm tip and the top of the valve. And once you've done that, I'm going to tighten this nut back up. I'll put the torque in here, but it's pretty difficult to get a torque wrench on these. And I'm just going to back up that adjustment nut while I tighten it so it doesn't move. And then after it's tight, I'm just going to make sure this still feels how I think it should feel. Feels good to me. And now I'm going to do the same on the other side real quick. Slip it in there. Oh, wrong way. Take out the slack. Right there. With very light pressure on the screwdriver, it's really easy to feel where that point is. So you can see now I'm having a hard time getting this in there. That might be a little tight. So I'm going to back this off just a little. This is now the exhaust side. The spec for the exhaust side is 13 thousandths. Also put that up here. So I'm just gonna loosen both to get started. So sometimes it's a little bit helpful to bend your feeler gauge a little bit. These things are pretty hard, so it's pretty easy to snap them. So be careful if you're going to do that. But you want to be able to get a square, kind of lay it in on top of the valve stem. With the valve adjustment done now, I'm going to go ahead and put these caps back on. I'll put the torque in here for what these little screws are. Now we got to put these two caps back in. I'm going to put the torque for each one of these in here. I've got the rocker caps on and the caps to access the crankshaft and the timing marks. Before I completely assemble this thing, I'm going to start it up and just make sure I don't hear any excess ticking noise or anything weird from inside the engine after this adjustment. Sounds good. I'm going to proceed with putting these covers back on that I took off. I think that's simple enough. You don't need to have instruction for that. That's it for this video. Hopefully that's helpful for you. Please like, comment, or subscribe. Thanks.